Hey guys,
Hey, welcome.
welcome to another wellness webinar series. Now, this month we wanted to bring a really hot topic to you guys, right?
Something we hear every day of our lives in this industry, but something we've heard from you guys quite a lot lately.
So, this month's wellness webinar series is going to be our hot tips. Well, we went with 8, didn't we?
We went with 8, but I'm sure we'll go off topic and elaborate a little bit more than that.
Our 8 tips as to why you should be ditching your bathroom scales.
Yeah, look, I'm going to preface this by saying, do you remember when you said preface the other day? Do you remember when you
No.
said that? You're like, can we preface that by saying, anyway, I'm going to preface that by saying that I can't remember the last time I actually got on a set of bathroom scales. Like, before I moved here to Queensland, I didn't own any in my house. So I really can't remember the last time. I think at my mother's place is the last time I've seen them or used them.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess I find, like we have been having a lot of conversations around this topic lately with a lot of our followers, a lot of our members.
A lot of you guys.
Yeah, a lot of you guys who watch these webinar series as well. Around, I guess the whole conversation usually starts with, I have a goal. I don't feel motivated right now. How can I put those two together? And then it gets into like well, how are you tracking with your goal? And all of a sudden it becomes this discussion about the scale when maybe necessarily the goal wasn't around weight loss, or if it was,
Or even if it was, it's still not the best way to do it.
So
Scales are literally the dumbest thing you can use to measure anything apart from food.
We thought, even then that's boring, but
It's boring, but at least it's accurate then.
we thought that this would be a really hot topic. So let's get into it. We've actually written some notes here so we can make sure we cover these really well for you guys.
Shall we do it as a countdown? Because they're way more exciting. It's like on YouTube.
Okay.
It's like my top 10 list. Number 1.
All right, well, we'll go with our top 8 list as to why you should ditch your scale. So
Number 1.
Number 1, we came up with all the reasons why your scales lie to you. And it's true, the number on the scale that you see doesn't
lie to you, but
well, it does, because
it doesn't give you, I guess, what you're looking for.
Yeah, in my opinion, it is lying to you because it doesn't give you an accurate representation of what's happening in your body here. For example, you could have, let's say we look at like a man who might be considered morbidly obese, right? Let's say he's around 120 kilos. And then you could have a man as well who is an elite athlete and has about 0% body fat on them, like full of muscle, would also weigh around about 120 kilos, right? Now, I'm guaranteeing you that those two people probably live very different lifestyles in terms of,
they feel different.
Yeah, of how they live, what they eat, how they exercise, how their bodies perform, right? But the scale says that they're the same. That's it. So it's not really an accurate indicator as to whether you're, successful or you're a failure, because it's not telling you what exactly is happening inside of your body in terms of the ratio between your muscle and your fat and your water and all the other things that your body's made up of.
That feeds back into our insecurities as people, where, we're looking for all these minute changes. Because we need something straight away, right? When we do something, if I've put the effort in for 2 days, I need to see 2 days worth of results right there. And the scale's not going to tell you that, because that's not how it works.
And what you're looking for there is validation.
Yeah, you're saying, and I trained hard for this week, and I ate really well for this 1 week, and I want to see that represented in numbers more than just a few hundred grams. I want to see it as a representation of like double digits almost in kilos. I want to see that I've dropped 3, 4, 5 kilos, a kilo a day, something ridiculous like that. It's not how it works. It's just not how it works. So the scale's not going to be accurate for you.
So it kind of moves into our number 2. Is that good?
Keep going.
Lie as to why you should get rid of the scales. And that's all around the topic, which you've probably heard before, around muscle versus fat.
Mhm.
Which weighs more? You want to dive into this one?
The sensible person would know that weight is weight. You can't change that. Kilo of fat and a kilo of muscle, the same. They just look very different when you put them on a human being. A kilo of fat can end up being something like this. If you've ever been to a nutritionist or a dietitian, they get out the rubber kilo of fat.
The little toy
you look at, like,
thingies.
this is what a kilo of fat looks like, but a kilo of muscle could be much smaller than that. So we often talk about muscle weighs more than fat doesn't. But how it looks on your body is going to be very, very different. So like Amanda said, if you're 90 kilos of pure muscle, lean muscle, or 90 kilos of pure fat, you're going to be two completely different sized human beings, but you're going to weigh the same thing. So it's important to understand that weight is weight at the end of the day, and your scales are not going to differentiate between, do you have 20 kilos of fat on your body or 20 kilos of muscle on your body? So those scales are not going to be accurate, because I would rather weigh 85, 90, 100 kilos of muscle than I would 80 kilos of fat.
For sure.
It's as simple as that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Should we go to number 3?
Number 3.
The number 3 one that we came up with is that weight loss, as in the number that you're validating yourself to see on that scale going down, is a really poor motivator.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's a really poor way to motivate yourself.
It's terrible. It's like putting money in the bank and going, okay, I'm going to save $1 a day, and then you check it every day and you're like, it's only gone up $1. It's so disappointing. I wanted to see it go up $10 every day, $20 every day. This doesn't work like that. Why would you? It's like, what's the old saying about a watched pot or a watched kettle never boils? It's the same thing.
I'm not sure.
You Kiwis, seriously.
What? How old are you?
I have very old parents. So, but it's the same thing. If you watch it all the time and you're looking for that number to continually go down day by day, you're not going to get the validation you want. So that number dropping shouldn't be the driving force.
Yeah, it really is only just going to lead to disappointment and discouragement, I think, because...
because it doesn't happen fast enough for you.
Yeah, exactly. I've been eating salad all day. I mean, boring.
All day, that should really
boring,
make some changes.
Yeah, it's discouraging, isn't it, if you're constantly looking for validation in a number that's not moving. And if we go back to point 2, if you're training and you're genuinely training and starting to change the composition of your body, by that I mean dropping body fat, gaining more muscle, but you're not seeing the number go down on the scale, well, of course you're not going to see it go down, because if you're starting to gain muscle, then how could that number possibly go down at the rate you want it to go down? It'll more or less
stay the same. And it's funny when we have this conversation with people all the time, they're like, I haven't lost any weight. I'm like, yeah, but you look different. Have you noticed that you've dropped like a pant size, or your clothes are fitting better? Yeah, but that's not the point. I haven't lost any weight. You've lost body fat, and you've probably gained a little bit of muscle, and you look and feel better.
So wasn't that the point?
But because the numbers haven't gone down, you haven't achieved anything. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. People who, and we human beings, we're programmed like this for so many reasons.
Actually brings us into our 4th point.
Do you want to do it? You're so good at it.
Number 4.
We need like a title card to flash up some graphics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in and out. And okay, so that
like
comes
the real
to
YouTubers do.
That comes to our 4th point, which is that, I think once you stop relying on the number to tell you how great you are or how crappy you are, you start to rely on things that are much better for your health. And what I mean by that is, could it be possible that you could actually achieve the goal that you're after by concentrating on things like your dress size, or by how much better you can move, or how much easier it is for you to breathe or sleep, or, like...
If you're worried about the physical, it would be so much better just to get up, look in the mirror at the beginning of every day, than it is to step on the scale every morning. Just to get up and go, I can see a little bit of difference here. When I put my pants on, maybe I don't have a little bit of muffin top here, or just something like that. That's a better indicator than getting on the damn scales every day. I'm not saying you should do that either, but that's going to be way more beneficial to you than checking a number every morning and going,
absolutely,
it's only changed 200 grams.
Absolutely.
I'm so disappointed.
But really, I think focusing the things that are actually to do with your health are such a like a better mindset to be in, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
feeling better.
how freaking epic would it be to see the number go down on your pant size, or the number go up of how many push-ups you can do, or
Or just
whatever
how
it
you
is.
feel when you exercise. Like, man, okay, I can get through that without panting now, or I can,
Yeah.
those sort of things are way better than
Yeah.
worrying about a number that drops.
Yeah.
Really, like,
Exactly.
yeah.
So
Why are we
next
worried
one.
about this when we have so many apps that create filters on Instagram, which is the only way people see us anyway?
Also true.
Yeah. Like, why do you worry about the number? Just change it digitally. You never have to go outside. It's fine.
All right, next one. It's your turn.
Number 5.
Do you want to
Camera's up
say
there.
this one?
That you'll feel happier. Yeah, I do. I think it's important for you to feel good about yourself, and you do feel so much better when you stop worrying about what the frigging scales tell you day by day. You start to learn to, like we've been talking about all these other points, learn how to appreciate this in a whole different way, and not let that number guide you in everything that you do. You're like, I'm going to eat crap today because that number hasn't dropped enough.
Yeah, it's like, it's almost in a way when you just start to feel happier because you're not actually worrying about what some stupid machine on the floor is telling you, that you stop giving that thing power as to whether you're doing good or whether you're doing bad.
Yeah, because it's not.
Yeah, so you kind of just automatically feel happier because what you will more than likely be starting to concentrate or focus on is the things you actually have been making progress in, or the things that you are seeing success in. Again, like we said, it could be a dress size or a pant size or an exercise you couldn't do before, or getting through a certain amount without panting.
Ask yourself that question. If I dropped from this pant size or this dress size to this, but I still weighed the same, would I be happier, or would I be disappointed in myself that the numbers didn't go down? That's what I would love you to answer for yourself and go, which one of those things would make me happier? To look the same and have the numbers go down, or to actually see a change and feel a change and not worry about whether the numbers have gone up or down? I don't even know what I weigh. I know it's 80 something, but I'm not sure.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter unless I'm going for like a bloody medical checkup. It's not really super relevant.
Yeah. All right.
I know what pants fit me. That's all I really need to know.
Yeah, for sure. And which ones don't.
Yeah, you got this one.
All right. I need the number though.
You have to do the number.
Number 6. Actually, I'm going to get you to explain this one. I'll say
I thought you wanted me to do your number 6.
Yeah.
Again, like do the 6.
So the number 6 thing that we came up with was all around it's, what do we call it? Like avoiding an all or nothing mentality. Shall we talk about the conversations that we love having?
Oh, dear Lord. Yeah,
don't love having.
This is the mentality that people can't seem to understand. That, let's break it down in a very simple way.
Okay.
If you put on weight, it doesn't happen in 24 hours. You do not get massive changes of weight up or down day by day. Okay, so you don't go from a size 8 to a size 14 in 3 weeks.
Because you ate a cheesecake here and there.
Yeah, doesn't work like that. Those changes happen incrementally, little bits over time, and they do happen, but it's over a long time. It's not straight away. So why the hell do you think that it's going to change as fast going the other way? It's not like money where when you save it, you can spend it all in one go. You actually can only go up or down in the exact same amount of time.
Yeah.
If you eat crap constantly and don't do anything, you will progressively put on little bits of weight each day, little bits. Same is true in the reverse. If you keep your body active and you eat well and you look after yourself, you will lose it, but it will be the same. It will be incrementally all the way down. So we have this mentality now of, I got to go hardcore. Make all the changes that I can't possibly sustain for more than a week.
Insert self-sabotage in here.
Yeah, do all the things. I'm going to work out for, 8 hours every single day for 3 days. And then I'm going to eat really well for that week as well. And then when I find that doesn't work at the end of the week, I'm giving it all up because it doesn't work.
That didn't work.
Because it doesn't work. But yet, countless other people have made the changes work. It's about small, sustainable changes, not that all or nothing approach and worrying about what the scale is going to tell you at the end of the week.
It's interesting how this one calculation with like the scientific calculation has never actually changed.
But yet people always say, though,
I want the
Oh, that
magic
didn't,
pill,
but that
and
didn't work for me. I did it a different way. You didn't do it a different way. There's only one way that you can lose weight aside from losing a limb. Okay? There's only one actual way that this
scientific
can work.
way that it can work.
My God, it's not something that somebody made up and you can say, well, that didn't work for me. Yes, it did. It doesn't matter how you achieve it, but the equation doesn't change.
There's multiple ways that you can achieve it.
But it doesn't change how you do it.
I want to refrain from saying the term lose weight as well.
Yeah.
Because really what we're going for here is like not the scale. So if we're talking about dropping fat, body fat,
which is what people
and gaining
say
muscle, because when they say I want to lose weight, tone up, what they're
Nobody
actually
wants to lose
saying
muscle.
is they want to drop body fat and gain muscle, right?
Yeah.
So if someone wants to drop body fat and gain muscle, like this, it doesn't matter how you do it.
Just like
the
there's
equation can be made up of lots of different ways, right? But it's actually only one equation.
And it's the same for putting on weight. There's only one way you can put on weight.
Yeah.
You've got to consume more calories than your body burns on a daily basis. And the only way to lose weight is you've got to consume less calories than you're expending. It's called a calorie deficit. It's science. It can't change. There's no other way to do it. You can say, but I tried doing this. Whatever you tried, if you lost the weight, it was still because you were putting less calories into your body than your body was burning. Whether you do that by increased exercise and decreasing what you eat, or just heavily decreasing what you eat, or any of that sort of stuff. Same as you can only put on weight by increasing what you eat so that it outweighs what you're exercising or what your body is burning.
Yeah.
It's the only way it works. The only way.
Yeah.
Challenge you to find a different way.
Let's look at number 7, and I want to read a few
Number 7.
I want to read a few details that we wrote on this one because I actually really love this one so much. What we wrote here is that by ditching the scale, you will naturally find your healthy weight range. Okay, so some of the notes that we wrote here is around, like, for some reason, some of us have like a number in our head that is going to validate how happy we're going to be.
You're only going to be happy if you sit between 50 and 60 kilos.
Oh, no.
40?
50 and 52.
Oh,
like, it's
specific,
usually a very small...
Very specific.
You know, whatever the freaking number is. It's between about 1 and 2 kilos normally. That's your perfect weight.
Enjoy that, people.
But, you know, the funny thing is that's not really often about health. And so I wrote here is that your healthy weight is going to look different to every single other person, and that it will actually be different at different times in your life too. You know, what you weighed when you were 20 will be different versus what you weigh when you're 30 and 40 and 50. And that's because our life goes through seasons. Yeah. Right?
And 0% body fat is not the goal.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how bad that looks.
Well, it's actually impossible.
Well, it's impossible to have 0% body fat unless
but
you're dead.
You know what I mean?
But as a human being, like, less than 10% is not a good look for most people.
It's also
not a
different
lot of people
for men and women.
Yeah, but not a lot of people can.
Yeah.
We think up here that 0% or like, I want 10% body fat. It's actually not that good of a look. Probably a lot of the people that you admire, like physically, like I want to look like that, actually don't have that less body fat. They're actually a lot more than what you realize.
And so what we kind of wanted to suggest is that, you know, whatever season you're in right now, I think what the most important thing is, no matter what season it is, this is a great overall rule for yourself, is that if you're just staying active and you've got a relatively healthy diet, your body is going to stay at its perfect weight.
Yeah, you're not going to change.
It's as simple as that.
Maintaining your weight is not a hard thing to do. And you don't need a scale to tell you that either. You don't need to wake up and go, oh my God, 82.5 today. Pull it back. Doesn't work.
That's
like that.
it. So I wrote here that you'll want your healthy weight to be at a place that you can maintain long term, not something that you have to kill yourself for to keep the scale telling you that you're a really great person.
Yeah.
And it might not exactly look like the number that you've actually got in your head, but let me tell you, it'll feel a hell of a lot better than what that scale is trying to make you do.
Let's just put it out there now. The hard work that we talk about only applies when you're trying to reach that, not when you need to stay at it. When you're at that weight range where your body is actually perfectly functioning well and healthy, it doesn't require a lot of effort.
Yeah.
It's
And
actually just called living
I
from
think,
there.
like, in my opinion, the only people that, and this is my personal opinion, the only people that should be really concerned about what they weigh, and I'm talking like within grams, would be maybe like elite athletes who are weighing in for an event, like a jockey or a boxer or a,
Hmm.
you know, martial arts fighter, or, you know, something like that, where they have specific weights that they have to weigh in at. If you're not one of those people, it probably doesn't matter. That's
So
as
chances
simple
are, if
as
you're watching
that.
this, you're probably not one of those
You're
people.
probably not an elite athlete.
So that also means you need to stop drinking Gatorade as soon as possible.
Oh, that's a
'cause
whole
you don't
other
need that.
webinar, that one.
Next month.
Yeah.
All right, number 8.
Number 8.
I didn't see this one at all, so I've got
Didn't
no
you?
idea what you're going to say
well,
now.
let's put the notes
Oh, it helps
down
to stop
here
comparisons.
then.
Oh, dear Lord, yes. Do you care what you look like in comparison to somebody else?
People do, though.
I know, but I want you to really think about that yourself.
And
Do
let's-
you care what you look like compared to somebody else if you're both at a good, healthy weight range and you both feel good?
I mean, let's be honest. It is a natural human reaction
Yeah,
to
of
compare
course it
ourselves
is.
to other people. And we're not going to sugarcoat this and say that Jared and I don't do it.
Everybody
because
does it.
Everybody does it, right?
It's human nature.
I think what we want to try and say here, though, is that does your weight matter compared to the person next to you?
It's like the old keeping up with the Joneses, isn't it? Where you always want what somebody else has got that you don't. Like, they've got a bigger house. I want that. If they look a certain way, that might be great for them.
Yeah.
Worry about what feels good for you. Don't constantly go chasing something that you're going to be chasing your whole life, because it's not going to be a fun journey. You've got to get to a point where you just feel, okay, I'm happy with this. I feel good. I'm happy with what I see in the mirror. And I feel confident about myself, not worrying about that you don't look like a size 8 supermodel if that's not your body shape.
Yeah, that's it.
Just like as a guy too, you can't all have the body shape of someone like Arnie, for example, because it's just not realistic. If that's not your body shape, you can't do it. You've got to go with what looks and feels good for you as a person, not chasing something else.
Yeah, that's it.
And,
so
and stay off Instagram.
I wanted to read out a couple of the last notes here that we did write about this, because I think they're really cool. And, you know, if you've got a pen and paper handy, I would encourage you to write down some of these points that I'm going to read out to you, because these might be some epic questions for you to sit and ask yourself. Okay. So, you know, I'm going to put a little challenge out for you here. And the first challenge is that I want you to hide your scale. If you have your scale somewhere in your house right now, I want you to hide it and don't step on it at least for 8 weeks.
There is a better solution than that. Just smash it, and then you can't step on it again.
Well,
and that fixes all your problems. It's like saying, get rid of all the lollies out of the house so I can't eat them.
I was going to ask some questions around the scale, but that would work too.
Smash it. Throw it in the bin or send it to us. We'll look after it for you.
Yeah. But 8 weeks, if you can't send it to us or smash it, I want you to go and put it away for 8 weeks. Because let me tell you, it takes around 6 to 8 weeks to see a really decent result on a scale if you truly have been training and eating to what it is that your desired goal is, right? So here's the part where I want you to write down a few of these questions. The first question is, how do I feel? And answer it honestly. How is it that you're feeling right now? It could be about your physical body. It could be about how you're feeling inside, about how your body's performing, whatever. How do you feel? Do you feel healthy? Do you have enough energy? Are you regularly moving your body and doing exercise that you actually enjoy? Are you generally choosing foods that are nourishing your body and that are making you feel good? And something that we've talked about before in previous webinars around like intuitive eating. Are you listening to your hunger cues, or are you just eating because it's habit or you're bored? These are really great questions to be asking yourself around your health to get a really good understanding as to whether you're really actually happy with how you are right now, or if there's a few tweaks that you could make that no scale needs to tell you a yes or no to, because you already actually know the answers to those questions, right?
Yep. So once you smash the scale, post a picture in our group. We'd love to see that.
We're gonna get like this collage of like
I would
beat up
love to
scales.
see it because the only way you're ever going to find happiness with your health and your fitness, honestly.
That's it. So I hope that those 8 reasons why you should be smashing up your scale is really helpful. And we would love to know what answers you came up with to those few questions at the end there. And if there's anything in there that kind of triggered you or really like shook the pants off you and thought, yeah, I'm not comfortable with my answer to that, then no scale needed to tell you that, right? You already knew that.
All right. So that's us signing off for another month. Hope to see you at the next webinar.